up, y'all, and welcome back to another episode of Tiger Faces. I am your host, Sydney Mumford, and today we have a senior pursuing a bachelor's in business administration, vice president of DECA, the head event planner for Sense, the founder and CEO of Prissy Supply Clothing Company, which is a women-focused streetwear brand, and through her strong public speaking skills have completed in multiple pitch competitions. Ladies and gentlemen, Morgan Snipes.
Yeah.
For those of us just meeting you, who is Morgan Snipes?
So like you already said, I'm a senior majoring in marketing. I'm actually a transfer student to Savannah State. But of course, since being here, it's been nothing but family to me. And family is very important to me. I'm very family oriented. So that's just a little something.
And what got you into business leadership and even building something of your own with your clothing brand?
Honestly, I first went to college and I was majoring in biology. So that switch happened fast between freshman year to sophomore year. But definitely just seeing my parents and their work ethic, I feel like I've seen what it takes to like work hard every day my whole life. And it's like my mom started her own business and being in business for 10 years and my dad working for 40 plus years somewhere. So it's like the longevity behind it and like the passion behind like every day getting up and doing what you gotta do.
And would you say that's what led you to being in positions of leadership now?
Yes, definitely say, like I said, my dad getting me up at the crack of dawn to go shoot or to do some trainings or anything like that. It just showed me what it really takes to like put in those extra hours. Like it was never a question that I was going to be the first one there and the last one to leave. It was never a maybe, you know, but like putting in that extra work definitely just showed me what it takes and like how to lead by example. I can't ask that of my team or somebody else if I can't even make the sacrifice of myself.
And do you feel like you stepped into leadership or it was kind of a thing of, you know, it happened naturally?
I wouldn't even say it happened naturally. Well, my parents always told me like, you're a natural born leader. Like we just see it, Morgan. But I felt like my parents pushed me into it only because I didn't necessarily see it for myself. But of course, my parents saw something in me that I didn't see, you know? So I'd say, like, even playing point guard, like, I didn't really have a choice. I hated playing point guard. I didn't want to be the leader on the floor because I knew that if I made a mistake, then it's like, it makes everybody look like I'm the one, you know what I'm saying? So, honestly, I didn't like being a leader until I realized that who else would it be? You know what I'm saying? And not even in a bad way, but not everybody's a leader. And sometimes people need you to lead. And so, if I'm naturally that person, why not help guide people?
So being the leader and then switching over to being in pitch competitions, which are very high pressure situations. You have to think on your feet, and you're being judged on all of this stuff. So being in those high level, high pressure situations, how do you feel like those times shaped you and your confidence as a leader?
I definitely say just the fact that, like I said, I didn't necessarily want to, but I did it anyway. And even just like that feeling that you get like starting a basketball game, like jump ball. Like the feeling that you get, your stomach drops. I get butterflies in my stomach because like the time is ticking and I there's no more practice. You know what I'm saying? It's only game time. And so that mental like lock that I do to like just get myself prepared, it's like, I mean, I can't push it off. This is something I have to do. Do it, show up, do it to my best ability. And so keeping that mindset, it sort of kind of just keeps me ready for these situations. But even just the pitch competitions being a high intensity situation, I don't feel like anything prepares me for it because truly I don't know what the judges are going to say. I don't know how bad they're going to bash me or if they're going to bash me or if they're just going to send me off without any questions at all. So now I'm thinking like, what does no questions mean? You know? So I don't really feel like I had too much prep, but just throwing myself out there when I didn't want to throw myself out there.
You created Prissy Supply Clothing Company with a clear purpose. What inspired you to create that clothing brand?
So honestly, the moment I felt like Prissy brewing, honestly, it was just dropped in my spirit. I can't necessarily say like, oh, I was out at an event and I saw something that inspired me. Like, no, it truly just dropped in my spirit. And from there, it was also me understanding the societal standards that are put onto me because of how I present myself, right? And so just being Prissy, which is like a woman of class, like you care about how you carry yourself, like just all the things that a prissy woman is, you know what I'm saying? Thinking about all that, it defines me but society doesn't see it as it defining me because of, like I said, how I present myself. I'm not a girly girl, you know, but that doesn't take away from who I am, you know? And so getting past that and like even putting myself in positions where even how I present myself, I can still lead, you know what I'm saying? I can still be in the same rooms as 100 women, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of times society tries to like cast me out in those situations. So I definitely feel like Prissy just started to put me out there, push me farther, you know what I'm saying? And then also the fact that growing up, me and my sister would go to the men's section to get a streetwear shirt or a graphic tee because the women's section didn't have nothing. Like, it was probably some strawberry shortcake on a t-shirt, like honestly. But then you go to the men's section and you see some cool stuff. It's like, okay, I can crop this or I can do something to this. But to eliminate that step of having to go find those individual personalized clothes in the men's section, that's something that I wanted to eliminate. So having a place where it's fire designs, is fire graphics, like it's good clothing, but it's made for your body. You don't have to go to the men's section and crop it up and cut off half the design, you know? So that's where it all just formulated from, and just having that place for women.
What is one piece of advice that you would leave to someone who's interested in starting their own business, someone who wants to do pitch competitions but are scared, someone who sees themselves in you? What would you tell them?
Honestly, I would just say to be patient and learn your faith now. Because like, just in general, life is hard. And so like, I feel like a lot of things that we're dealing with here is like a little bit shielded. You know what I'm saying? Like, we are experiencing real life, but it's a little bit easier while you're here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've had an apartment, I paid rent, I had to work when I didn't want to work. So I've had those situations. And also working to pay out of pocket for my business, you know, but it gets easier because I've gotten to the point where my business can operate itself. Instead of like having to work super hard to get things done, like it gets better. It gets to the point where you can make moves, you know what I'm saying? But like, I wasn't always here, you know? And so like, it was a lot of times where like, I'll be stressed out, I'll be overwhelmed, I'll be crying, I'll be frustrated, but it all comes with it. And like, I feel like that's just the life of business. But once you set yourself up, in like, in good position, so like me going out to pitch, I don't necessarily hate it, but I don't necessarily love it. Like, my stomach dropping all the time, and the preparation, the long nights, like, it's hard, you know, but putting myself in those positions to network and to speak in front of people is something that I did to make my life a little bit easier. You know what I'm saying? So being in the rooms with Fortune 500 company owners, you know what I'm saying? Or the founders, like, I don't even know where I'd be at, but like, just the fact that I just meet so many people, and you just have to position yourself to do that. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's building your resume, whether it's stepping outside of your comfort zone, number one, like, because you can't grow in the same habits, you know what I'm saying? And like, I think about exponential growth. So like, it's gonna get easier. Like, it's gonna start compounding, you know what I'm saying? So it's not gonna be that same struggle every single day, you know? So just understanding that, and understanding that it's not a cakewalk, then I feel like you'll go far once you just understand that.
Ladies and gentlemen, Morgan Snipes, everybody.
Thank y'all.
Thank you so much for coming on the show. Like I said, I know you're busy. Like, I know you be doing your thing. I know you have a lot of things to worry about. So I really appreciate you for coming on the show. I just wanted to give you your flowers, tell you to continue doing what you're doing, continue to strive for excellence like you're doing. You're a senior, so you're about to enter the real world. But I have no doubt in my mind that you're going to attack it full force, and you're going to go after everything that you want. So continue doing what you're doing, continue being who you are, and continue to shine. I definitely appreciate you for coming on the show, and it was great interviewing you. Thank y'all so much for joining us on another episode of Tiger Faces. We'll see you next episode with somebody you don't know, but we're going to get you to know them. Thank y'all for joining.